Welcome back to the Grad-Centric Podcast. Today we're going to talk about summer 2021. And not only because it's cold outside and I want to think about summer, but because this is recently a topic that crossed my desk, asking about what are some good activities, summer camps, volunteerism, work experience that will help a student over the summer build a resume for selective college admissions. It's a pretty common topic, although interestingly, this year, as you know, we're in a worldwide pandemic, and so the format of how this takes shape has really changed this year as opposed to others. And in particular, many of the camps that we see out there that are considered more prestigious camps are taking on virtual formats, although that's really changing over time. Really fluid situation, depending on what university and what the local requirements are in terms of COVID. But generally speaking, a lot of those camps and activities are virtual. But why would we start to talk about summer activities now? And what is the point of going to a summer camp or trying to think about volunteerism or picking the right job to build a resume? And it really does come back to picking activities that say something about your son or daughter or your student that put them ahead of others in the pack. Because when a university sits down to select their incoming class, they're looking for students that primarily, especially for selective admissions, have certain talents and certain aptitudes that they want to include in their student body. So I recently wrote a blog about this when it came to someone named Gary, right? And so Gary, the typical college high school student, could go out and just take a job and start making money. That was my own pathway. My first job was bagging groceries at a grocery store. But in terms of college admissions, that doesn't really show that I have a specific talent or merit. And we are talking about merit aid here. There's need that comes, or there's scholarships and aid that comes to you because maybe your family demonstrates financial need. And then there's more scholarships and money that also comes based on merits or talents. So developing those talents, whether they be musical or athletic or academic, is really important in building a resume. And really, when I sit down with college clients, it is about building that resume to see what that story says. It not only helps with selective college admissions and structuring the activities that a student might partake in before they go off to college, but then also in starting to think about selective college scholarship essays. What's the story that I want to talk about when it comes to my abilities and my position and what I'm bringing to this college? That's really what this is about. So picking the right activities is pretty key, whether that be volunteerism, whether that be summer camps, experiences, etc. And part of this comes back to something called demonstrated interest. So some selective universities do track how students engage with them and their level of interest in the school. And so I tell families to start at the school list, in particular because if you look at the potential school list for your student and they're selecting activities at those universities, then you're demonstrating interest to those universities for selective admissions. And finally, again, just to reiterate, and I put some information on the website at gradmetrics.com, but you need to plan ahead when it comes to these activities, experiences, camps this year. As you might imagine, COVID-19 has changed a lot. It's a fluid situation, and so you really need to plan ahead to make sure that you're picking experiences that will fit in your schedule, that you're picking experiences that are a good fit for your son or daughter, and then it's the right type of experience that you want. That's the final thing I would lead you with, why I think these activities are important and crucial for high school students as they prepare to go off to college. One of the main things is it also gets boots on the ground at those colleges and universities to really gauge fit with your student. So if you go off to XYZ University and you have a great experience there, then that's a good indicator that it should stay on your school list as you go to actually apply to these schools. If you have a negative experience, then maybe it gets removed off the list and another college or university comes on. So that's a little bit about summer 2021, why we look forward to these camps, activities, and volunteerism, and why it can play a crucial role in selective admissions. If you have any questions, please reach out. We'll see you on the next episode.